Tesla breaks a new record, more Model 3 news, Autopilot updates, and more. Here are your Tesla tidbits for April 3rd, 2017. Apologies to everyone for the missed show Friday. Work had me on call, and to say it was a rough week is a bit of an understatement. I do appreciate everyone's continued support. Now, on with the show. We kick off with Teslarati telling us that Tesla released delivery numbers today because apparently they couldn't wait to deliver the news of another record quarter. While Q3 last year got Tesla near 25,000 deliveries, this time they hit the number on the nose, increasing 69% year over year. The breakdown is getting closer and closer to 50-50 for Model S and Model X, where Model S was responsible for 13,450 vehicles and Model X accounted for 11,550 of the vehicles. There were still 4,650 vehicles in transit, which is a decrease from last quarter of 6,450. Total production for the quarter was slightly higher than deliveries at 25,418. This puts the company on target for its 50,000 vehicle delivery guidance for the first half of 2017. Teslarati posits that due to the ratio of Model S to Model X and the fact that they delivered more vehicles this quarter, they may post their second profit in the last 3 quarters. Considering the previous profitable quarter was way back in 2013, along with Model 3's imminent launch, things appear to be looking way up for the company. We'll now enter the Model 3 specific part of the show, which may become more of a thing now that we're getting closer to launch. Elon responded to a tweet from Twitter user @SuperCoolCube asking, quote, "Any chance that someone who camped out overnight to reserve Model 3 will get an all-wheel drive Model 3 by December 31st this year?" End quote. Elon responded simply, quote, "Pretty good," end quote. Good to see that the timeline of 6 to 9 months appears to be trending more to the 6-month side than the 9-month side. For those of us in the all-wheel drive camp, this is super good news. And speaking of super good news, it appears that we may be able to test drive Model 3 in Q3. Model 3 Owners Club tweeted, quote, "Model 3 test drive fleet expected to arrive in stores in Q3, end quote. He reiterated that this wasn't via the website, which simply says that test drives will be available once production starts, but rather that he has an email confirming this will specifically be Q3. Dear goodness, I hope so. Can't wait to test drive my future car. Electrek reports that Autopilot 2.0 is now utilizing 2 of its 8 cameras. Not much else to report here, just a good sign to see things progressing on the Autopilot front. Electrek also reports that Tesla is attempting some new concepts on the delivery side. As was widely speculated, Tesla needs to deliver a lot more cars than they are now, and they needed some ideas for it. They are now trialing these ideas, and one of them is a dedicated delivery center that neither sold nor serviced vehicles. Tesla has now opened one of those up in Culver City, California. The building actually has 2 delivery areas inside, with a seating area in between the 2 for the customers. The area is being used as an orientation space to test a group delivery concept where many owners are getting information at once before being dismissed to their vehicles. This is likely one of many of these centers going up in or near larger cities to speed up the number of cars that can be delivered per day. Lastly, Elon responded to another tweet worth mentioning. Twitter user @OxfordTeddy asked, quote, "What happened to V8.1 and the new kernel, etc.? Are we waiting for V9.0 now? My Model S is hardware 1 and 6 months old," end quote. Elon responded, quote, "Browser is already a little better. Kernel and browser update in probably 6 weeks or so. Lots of underlying changes with a few nice features," end quote. Interesting, as we all assumed that 8.1 would bring the updates for the kernel and the browser as well. I'd definitely rather take the smaller update rather than delaying 8.1, especially with the Autopilot improvements. That's it for this long one. You can find the links to today's full stories in the show description. This show operates on a value-for-value model. If you get some value out of what I do each day, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. As always, thanks to super patrons John Waltower, Drew Schuyler, Cookie UK, and John Waller for supporting the show at the $10 plus level. If you've got nothing extra to spare, that's totally fine. Please feel free to support the show with your positive iTunes and YouTube feedback and subscriptions, as well as across other services on the internet. Lastly, if you're in the market for a Tesla, you can get yourself $1,000 off while supporting the show and super patron Drew Schuyler by using the referral link ts.la/Andrew1233. That's it for today. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet @Tesla Tidbits. I'll see you all back here again tomorrow. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.